machine rolls into a parking lot, and every phone comes out before the engine even shuts off. That's not hype. That's what happens when the 2027 Dodge Ram Charger Ultra SUV shows up somewhere it wasn't expected. Because this isn't just another SUV fighting for attention in a crowded segment. This is Dodge deciding they were done playing safe. Done building practical. They wanted something that walks into a room and makes grown men stop talking mid-sentence. And somehow, they built it. Picture this. Empty highway. Golden hour. The horizon glowing orange. And out of nowhere, this beast comes cutting through the haze like it was sent from another timeline. That's the kind of presence we're talking about. Let's start where everyone starts, the face of this thing. Because the front end doesn't just look aggressive, it looks like it's got something to prove. That signature Ram grille, reimagined, wider, meaner, flanked by slim LED daytime running lights that cut across the front like a warning sign. You don't approach this SUV, it approaches you. Walk down the side, and the story keeps building. Muscular fenders, a high belt line, that unmistakable Ram stance sitting confidently on massive wheels that almost dare the pavement to try something. Every line on this body has intention. Nothing here is accidental. It's sculpted like Dodge wanted you to feel the power before you even sit inside. And then the rear. Bold, wide, dominant, with a taillight signature that glows like it's announcing its departure rather than just leaving. When this thing pulls away from you at a stoplight, you don't forget it. You remember it. But looks are one thing. What happens when you finally get behind the wheel? That's where the real story begins. Start the engine, and there's this low, controlled growl, like something powerful being held back on purpose. Put your foot down, and the Charger Ultra doesn't hesitate. It doesn't think about it. It just goes. That instant surge of power pins you back into the seat, and for a second, the world outside turns into a blur of motion and adrenaline. On the highway, it's smooth, composed, almost eerily calm for something this big and this powerful. Wind noise barely exists. The cabin stays hushed, while the road disappears beneath you at speeds that shouldn't feel this effortless. But take it off the paved world, onto gravel, dirt, uneven terrain, and it transforms. Suspension soaking up every hit, all wheel grip biting into the ground with confidence, and suddenly you're not driving an SUV. You're commanding a machine that refuses to be intimidated by nature itself. Every turn, every acceleration, every quiet cruise, it all feels engineered around one single goal, making you feel something. Not just transporting you, making you feel powerful, in control, unstoppable. Now step inside, and the entire mood shifts. Outside, it's raw dominance. Inside, it's pure luxury. The cabin wraps around you like it was built specifically for you. Premium leather seats, stitched with precision, hug your body on every turn. Ambient lighting glows softly along the dashboard, changing the entire personality of the cabin, depending on your mood. Calm blues for late-night drives, warm ambers for long road trips. The dashboard feels like the cockpit of something futuristic. Clean, minimal, but loaded with technology. A massive infotainment screen sits front and center. Responsive, crisp, intuitive, syncing effortlessly with your phone, your music, your world. Digital gauges glow ahead of the driver, sharp and cinematic, like something out of a sci-fi film rather than a family SUV. And then there's comfort, second-row space that doesn't feel like an afterthought. Leg room for real humans, not just marketing photos. Climate control zones so specific, everyone in the vehicle gets their perfect temperature. This isn't just an SUV interior, it's a private lounge that happens to be moving at 70 miles an hour. Now let's talk features, the kind that don't just sound good on paper, but actually change how you experience the drive. Advanced driver assist systems that quietly watch the road so you don't have to carry all that stress alone. A premium sound system that turns your favorite song into a full concert experience. Smart connectivity that keeps you linked to your life without ever pulling your focus off the road. This is a vehicle that protects you, entertains you, and empowers you all at once. So who is this actually for? Let's be honest. This isn't for someone who just wants an SUV to get from point A to point B. This is for someone who wants to arrive somewhere and be remembered. Families who want space without sacrificing power. Adventurers who refuse to be boxed in by pavement. People who see a vehicle not as a tool, but as a statement. Is it worth it? If you're chasing pure emotion, dominant presence, and a driving experience that feels like an event every single time you turn the key, then yes, 1,000 times, yes. Because at the end of the day, the 2027 Dodge Ram Charger Ultra SUV isn't just transportation. It's a declaration, a reminder that some machines aren't built to blend in. They're built to be felt, remembered, and chased in rearview mirrors. So here's a question for you. If this beast pulled up right next to you at a red light, would you race it, or would you just sit back and admire it? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this video gave you chills even for a second, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stay locked in for more. The 2027 Toyota Avanza arrives as a welcome proof that a family vehicle doesn't need to be massive, complicated, or expensive to get the job done right. In a market where buyers are constantly chasing practicality, efficiency, and lasting value, the Avanza offers a package built around everyday usability. Toyota has polished this beloved MPV with a fresher design, upgraded comfort, and smarter technology, resulting in a vehicle that feels noticeably more refined than its budget-friendly price tag implies. For families, commuters, and anyone who needs dependable, flexible transportation, the Avanza keeps building on Toyota's long-standing name for reliability and durability. From the outside, the newest Avanza shows off a cleaner, more assured look. Sharp LED headlights, a bold front grille, and sculpted body creases give it a genuinely modern presence on the road. It's still compact enough to handle tight city streets and cramped parking spots, yet the proportions have been optimized to open up more room inside, keeping it among the most practical choices in its segment. The updated exterior helps the Avanza stand apart from the crowd while holding on to the straightforward, no-nonsense character that made it a favorite with drivers everywhere. Step inside, and comfort and flexibility take center stage. The roomy cabin seats up to 7 passengers, making it a smart pick for larger families or anyone who regularly drives friends and relatives around. The seats are built with long trips in mind, and the adaptable seating layout lets owners switch quickly between hauling cargo and carrying people. Storage spots are tucked into practical places throughout the cabin, and the dashboard keeps things simple with a clean, intuitive layout. The infotainment system connects easily with smartphones, giving drivers quick access to navigation, music, and calls on the go. Behind the wheel, the Avanza focuses on smooth, efficient driving. The engine delivers steady, reliable power whether you're running errands around town, cruising the highway, or heading out on a family trip, and the power delivery stays consistent, so drivers always feel in control. Ride quality has clearly been dialed in bumps, and road imperfections are soaked up better than before, and the cabin stays quieter for a more relaxed ride. Steering is light and responsive too, making tight city turns and parking a breeze. Thanks so much for watching my channel today. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more great car videos ahead. 60 years, and almost no one outside a handful of boardrooms has ever ridden in one. Not because it was hidden, because it was never introduced. There was no launch event, no test drive program, no billboard on a highway anywhere in the world. For 6 decades, it simply appeared outside ministries, outside temples, outside the doors of companies that decide what an entire economy will do next year. It was never bought in the way a car is bought. It was assigned, and the people who rode in it never once described what it was like inside. That silence is the point. That silence is the product. This is the century. And in 2027, Toyota took that silence and gave it 4 doors, a longer wheelbase, and a name that finally has to answer to the American market. No one in Munich, no one in Dearborn, no one in Coventry saw this coming. The question the rest of the segment now has to sit with isn't whether this car belongs on the same lot as theirs. It's whether they understand, even now, what just parked next to them. Walk around it once before you decide anything. The front of the new century does not lean forward the way its competitors do, hunting for attention with sharp intakes and aggressive lighting signatures. It stands upright, vertical. The grille is built from narrow chrome bars stacked with the spacing of something drawn by an architect, not a stylist. And it does not try to look fast, it tries to look correct. There is a difference, and almost every other SUV in this price bracket has forgotten it exists. The hood carries a single unbroken line back to the windshield, the kind of surface that photographs badly because nothing on it is fighting for your eye. That is by design. This is not a car built to be noticed from across a parking lot. It is built to be recognized by the people who already know what it is, and to say nothing at all to the people who don't. Open the door, and the first thing you register isn't the leather. It's the weight of the door itself and the way it closes with a single low sound that ends the outside world instantly. No rattle, no echo, no sense that you've entered a cabin, more like you've entered a room that happens to be moving. The seats are finished in a quilted hide so evenly worked that it stops registering as leather and starts registering as furniture. Walnut trim, hand-matched grain, wraps the doors and the center console in the kind of wood you'd expect in a private study. Not a vehicle. There is no crystal. There is no illuminated ceiling pretending to be a night sky. Every other luxury SUV on the market right now is trying to overwhelm you with what it contains. This one is trying to do the opposite, to remove enough of the world that you can finally think clearly again. For the length of a drive, the rear seats are where the car actually reveals its intentions. Independent recline, deployable footrests, a fold-out table finished in the same walnut as the doors, and glass tinted deep enough that what you see out of it feels edited rather than simply passed. This is a back seat built for someone doing real work at 60 miles an hour, not someone posing for the school pickup line. Up front, the driving position sits high without ever feeling staged, and the instrument layout gives you exactly what you need: speed, range, position, with nothing decorative competing for your attention. Underneath all of it sits a hybrid powertrain, tuned for one quality above all others: consistency. It doesn't lunge. It doesn't announce a launch mode with a chime. It simply delivers the same amount of composed, unbothered power on a Tuesday commute as it will on a mountain pass in a snowstorm, because that is what 70 years of building the same philosophy of vehicle actually earns you. Priced against the Escalade and sitting just under the Range Rover, the number on the sticker isn't really what you're buying. What you're buying is a documented, decades-long record that this exact car, this shape, this cabin, this drivetrain philosophy has already proven itself in the hands of people who could not afford for it to fail them. That kind of proof cannot be marketed into existence. It can only be inherited. Look at it one more time from across the street. The Escalade tells you exactly what it is the second you see it. The Century asks you a different question, not what is that, but who is riding in it. That question is the whole point, and it's one no competitor at this price has figured out how to ask. Toyota didn't shrink the Century to fit the American market. They built the market a car big enough to carry what the Century already was. It doesn't need you to validate it. It's been proven for 70 years already. The only thing left to decide is whether you're ready to be part of that record.